So welcome today. We are going to look very in-depthly at non-toxic cleaning and at what we're doing probably now, or some blend of what we're doing right now. So we are going to try to take the toxic out of cleaning today. So I'm going to share my screen with you and talk to you about the different things in my presentation today. Okay, so my name is Jenny, and I am a wellness advocate with doTERRA. So of course, I use essential oils, I use natural products. doTERRA has a ton of different things, but I also have a lot of history with organic and natural things. So I struggle with multiple chemical sensitivity, so I have not been able to use synthetic products since, late 80s. And in the early 90s, I started a company where we manufactured organic mattresses and bedding, baby clothes, and things like that, diapers, everything. We still do a lot of that now in a very niche market for people who really need totally pure things. So I've also, in all this, I've also researched a lot of natural cleaning products and found a lot of resources and a lot of things out there that I can use, and then a lot of things out there that I really can't use. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that I have discovered. So it's really easy to assume that anything you buy at a store must be safe, right? Because they're selling it. It must be safe. But in reality, that's really not the case. So the most that you find, that you probably find on a toxic cleaning product, you might find a warning label, maybe with a poison control hotline number to call if the product is accidentally ingested. Unfortunately, just because it's meant for you doesn't mean it's healthy for your body. Household cleaning products are crammed with chemicals that aren't fully disclosed, and they aren't approved, and might be causing harm to you, your family, your pets, or other loved ones. And so how many people, think about this, have young kids or pets that walk on the floor or the carpet, and they put their foot or their paw in their mouth? You see little babies all the time crawling on the floor, their hands go in their mouth, feet go in their mouth. And how many have you seen with the current virus? We've learned a lot about how germs and toxins can travel when we touch surfaces, and then we touch our face, nose, and mouth, which we do all the time, right? So the average household has about 62 toxic chemicals, according to environmental experts. And ingredients in household cleaners have been linked to asthma, cancer, reproductive disorders, hormone disruption, and neurotoxicity. And then studies of people who work as cleaners, so we've done lots of studies with people that's their job. They're around cleaners all the time. So you have your maid, hotel workers, restaurant workers. They have been found to have lung damage that's similar to what you get by smoking 20 cigarettes a day. So that's a lot. It is a really toxic world out there. And you've seen some of these products here. You see the poison warnings, right? We worry about our pets and our children because they are on those surfaces. And we are too. I mean, if you walk around on your surface all day and then your feet touch something else, then your hands are touching it. Obviously it happens. Anything in your house is going to get into your body. So if you have pets or children that regularly play on the floor, as this picture I just showed you, right? You should pay close attention to the floor cleaner, obviously, that you're using. And in many commercial brand floor cleaners, vapors linger and can be dangerous. So do your research to find a pet safe floor cleaner, because that would be safe for your pets, your baby, right? Or you can make your own floor cleaner out of natural, so that you know exactly what's in it. Now, same goes for surface cleaners and garden, of course. And if anyone is likely to be eating off of a surface, walking or playing on the surface, you want to do your best to ensure that the products that you use to clean the area are free and clear of harmful toxins. So I'm going to talk a little bit today about what harmful things are in there, but I'm also going to give you some solutions and ways to make your own. And after we finish, you'll realize making your own is going to always be great because you'll save a lot of money. I mean, these retailers are making a fortune on these pseudo-natural products that may not be a whole lot more natural than what you've probably used in the past, because they do have a lot of hidden chemicals in it, and some not so hidden. We just don't know what because we can't pronounce them. So we wonder then, what do we think is the most dangerous cleaning product out there? So what we found is that the most really dangerous cleaning products are corrosive drain cleaners, oven cleaners, acidic toilet bowl cleaners, corrosive chemicals that can cause severe burns on the eyes, skin, and of course, if ingested, on the throat and your esophagus. So you want to look out for some ingredients like chlorine bleach, ammonia. Those produce fumes that are really irritating, and they can actually trigger asthma attacks. So we'll talk a little bit about that in a little bit later. We'll go into that more in depth. Cleaning products, unlike food, Beverages, cosmetics, and other personal care ingredients are not actually required by federal law to carry a list of ingredients. So they don't have to tell us what's really in there. And so for years, companies have claimed that providing a full list of ingredients would go against their rights to keep their formula preserved in private. So it's, you know, it's secret. It's this, what do they call it? Proprietary secrets, right? And they don't want to share them with us. So only 7% of cleaning products on the market really adequately disclose their contents. And so that means that manufacturers really have no reason to avoid hazardous chemicals that happen to clean thoroughly, even if they trigger asthma attacks, skin rashes, or are linked to cancer. And the Consumer Product Safety Commission, which is the federal agency charged with protecting consumers, us, from thousands of types of those consumer products, have only 500 employees nationwide. And that means a lot of dangerous products slip through the cracks, and there are many, many recalls. If you just even did, I do this all the time, but if you did a search on recalls for cleaning products, it's just amazing. You see them every day. Just like with drugs, we see drug recalls every single day. I'm on a list where I get them sent by email. So every day I check my email. Oh, yep, there's another drug that's been recalled. Oh, yep, there's another one. You know, same thing with cleaning products. You see those recalled. We see toys recalled a lot because these overseeing agencies don't have the ability to catch all the bad things that are getting through, that are slipping through the cracks. So every day, your body is fighting against a myriad of toxins that you're exposed to. And manufacturers argue that in small amounts, toxic ingredients in those household cleaners aren't likely to be an issue, such as taking a dip in a pool treated with chlorine, right? But regular exposure and exposure in combination with other chemicals have not been studied. So there's really no way to gauge the risks involved accurately. I mean, how many people, I don't know if anybody has this, but how many people have just one toxic cleaning product in their house? If you're using regular cleaners and stuff, you have several, and you use several of them probably on a regular basis. And when you do cleaning, let's say you take Saturday and this is your cleaning day, you get out your Windex and you get out your Comet cleanser and you get out your bathroom cleaner, your toilet cleaner, and all these different cleaners. You just expose yourself to a lot of different chemicals and a lot of the same chemicals over and over again. And they haven't been studied, used together, which is actually how we usually use them, because when we clean, we generally get out all our products and clean in one day. We don't just say, okay, this day I'm going to clean this day I'm going to use that product. That's not what we do. We usually go on a cleaning spree, right? But what we do know is that chronic exposure to those toxic fumes and chemicals adds to what is known as the body's toxic burden, or the body burden. And this refers to the total accumulation of chemicals stored in your tissue at any given time. When your system is exposed to too many heavy metals, pesticides, pharmaceuticals, or other toxins, it becomes fatigued and it loses its ability to flush them out. And this leads to illness, heart disease, cancer, autoimmune disorders, neurodegenerative diseases, fibromyalgia, hormone imbalance, and infertility, to name a few. So my reaction personally is I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia in my 20s. And that is an autoimmune disorder. And that's, you know, probably because I was exposed to all these things growing up. I was exposed to all these chemicals. I grew up in Southern California. I used to, as a child, when the mosquito truck came by and sprayed all that fog behind it down the street, all of us kids would run behind the truck because we had no concept. And I know younger people nowadays are like, you idiot, because you know better now. But we didn't know back then. This is in the 60s and 70s. Nobody knew that this stuff was so dangerous, that it was so toxic. So we actually followed the mosquito truck around and played in the full fog, right? So things have changed, and we are getting better on some of these things. But there's still a lot of things out there that are still hidden from us because they don't want to disclose ingredients. They want them just to be effective. They don't care what they're cheap. So now found in many household products, such as you've got air fresheners, dish soap, even toilet paper, can you imagine? Phthalates are chemicals that are used to extend the aromatic strength in scented products. The phthalates are known to disrupt your hormone secretion. It can cause infertility, and exposure mainly occurs through inhalation. So it can also be absorbed through the skin, through scented soap products as well. And that's a problem because your skin, unlike the digestive system, really doesn't have any safeguards against toxins. So your absorbed chemicals go straight to the organs. I also want to talk about some of the other ingredients out there that you probably see on some products. Triclosan, and we're probably seeing a lot more of this now, and a lot of people are using it now. Hasn't fully been taken off the market, in the process of being taken off the market because they found it was quite toxic. Triclosan is found in most liquid dishwashing detergents and hand soaps that are labeled antibacterial. And so this chemical works well as an agent that can promote the growth of drug-resistant bacteria, but it can also disrupt hormone function and is a possible carcinogen. So they're still researching it, but they have gotten to the point where they are banning it. I believe it's banned already in Europe. And more than that, other studies have found that rivers and streams have dangerous concentrations of triclosan, which is toxic to algae and is a major disruptor of the ecosystem. To avoid triclosan, just use simple detergents and soaps with short ingredient lists and choose alcohol-based hand sanitizers. So that was another way the hand sanitizer used to be really high in triclosan, and now they're just using the alcohol-based because we know now that the 64% pure alcohol is quite effective for an antibacterial. So scented laundry detergent, and this is one that drives me nuts because I am so allergic to scented products that when I go out, if I walk by somebody and they have used laundry detergent, I will physically get a headache almost immediately. Mucus starts dripping down my throat, and I get confused. And so it's a very difficult thing for me to deal with. So you have this, wonderful ocean breeze or really cotton scented laundry detergent. And it might smell great to our nose because it's a chemical. It's designed to smell good, right? But it can be extremely dangerous to your overall health. So if one of the ingredients listed on the product is listed as fragrance, chances are that product has a lot of non-natural chemicals that are more toxic than good for you. And studies have found that 1/3 of all scented detergents contain at least one chemical that is flagged by the EPA as potentially causing. And on average, toxic laundry detergent products emit 17 toxins that go unlisted on the label and cause problems ranging from skin irritation to neurological damage. So, when you really think about it, you're using your detergent not just to wash everything you wear, but to wash the fabric that you breathe into for hours every night. And if you're using detergent, fabric softeners, bleach, brighteners, or other masking agents, chances are that something toxic is lurking in that bottle. I'm trying to move something around my screen, so it's funny because you guys are on the side of my screen, so I keep looking over there, but then I realize I probably should look into the camera because otherwise it probably looks weird to you guys as to where I'm looking. I'm in the middle of a meeting, hon. Thank you. My daughter just came in to bring me a treat. Thank you, sweetie. Okay. Then we have this chemical. So anybody want to try to pronounce it? Whoops, let me go back. That chemical right there. So this chemical is another type of antimicrobial, which poses the same problem as triclosan. And it helps to breed antibiotic-resistant bacteria. And furthermore, it's a skin irritant. One 10-year study of contact dermatitis found quats, that's what we're gonna call it, quats, to be one of the leading causes. Quats are found in fabric softeners, and most household cleaners labeled antibacterial. So if you have sensitive skin or you're prone to skin irritation, make sure to watch out, beware of this chemical. And I remember something that happened quite some time ago. I was at one of my kids' baseball games, and a woman, that's where we all hang out, right, and talk about their kids play. So I was with another woman, and she was saying how her son got severe eczema every summer. And so I said, oh, well, what do you use for your laundry detergent? She says, I use Tide. And I said, have you tried just using something that was going to be better for his skin? Like, Tide Free came out, I think, shortly. But at the time, I just told her, look for a laundry detergent that doesn't contain synthetic fragrances and doesn't contain all those compounds in it. And she came back to me a few weeks later, and she said, it went away. He doesn't have a problem anymore. So a lot of times we irritate our skin by using these chemicals in our products. Now, the key ingredient in window, kitchen, and multi-purpose cleaners is the butoxyethanol, and that can cause extreme irritation when inhaled in an unventilated area like a bathroom. I mean, how many people remember, because it says right on the bottle, right, using well-ventilated area, but if you're cleaning your bathroom, how many people's bathrooms are well-ventilated? Not usually. And if you have a bathroom that's, built like in the 70s or something like that, or before then, remember how they made those little tiny bathrooms, no window, no actual natural air source? I mean, those are the worst. You're cleaning in there and you're getting all these chemicals in your face. So according to the EPA's website, high levels of the butoxyethanol in mild cases can sore throats, but over time, it can contribute to narcosis, pulmonary edema, and severe liver and kidney damage. Unfortunately, the law does not require this to be listed on a product's label. So your best bet is really to use a DIY product from natural ingredients, or do research about the type of products that you buy. You can call chemists at these companies and you can write letters, and I've done this. I wrote a letter to Procter & Gamble because my confusion was Procter & Gamble made at the time, I forgot what the product was, but they made a regular version, they had a scented version, they had an unscented, and then they had a scent free. So I wrote them a letter and I said, okay, I'm so confused. Unscented, scent free, I'm not getting it. What's the diff, right? So I sent them this letter, and they sent me back a letter, and they said, well, unscented, so they told me scented means they've added chemicals to make it scented, of course. Unscented means that they have added a chemical to cover up the scent of the product. So they added even more chemicals, and what you want really is scent-free when you have an option. So that was quite a learning experience there. And in another cleaning product, in any cleaning product that promises like streak-free shine, ammonia is likely the main ingredient because that's what does that in the chemical world. Unfortunately, ammonia is a really powerful irritant that will affect you right away. So I assume you guys have used ammonia. I've used ammonia before. Have you used it before? You guys know how strong that really is. I mean, it works really well, but it is extremely strong. It hurts my throat right away. The smell itself is really harsh. It's really pungent. And the people who are most susceptible to the dangers of ammonia are people with lung and breathing problems, such as the elderly. And because it's hard to avoid breathing in ammonia when you use it, people who get a lot of ammonia exposure, like housekeepers, will often develop chronic bronchitis and asthma. And as an important side note, ammonia can also create a poisonous gas if it's mixed with bleach. And I hope you guys realize that. But nobody's ever, because I think people have died from that. It's extremely dangerous. But hopefully you're putting both those, and it won't be an issue, right? We have the other basic cleaning product, chlorine, right? It's a common chemical in our daily lives. But excess exposure to chlorine can cause chronic disease over time. When you clean with it, you're breathing it in, and it may even be absorbing into your skin. It's in city water to cleanse the water of bacteria. And excess exposure can lead to a toxic burden. So it's really best to avoid it. When we do get it in our water in very small amounts, but when you're cleaning with it, you're going to get even more of it. And if you've ever used chlorine, or if you're using the chlorine wipes now, because I know a lot of people are using those, then you are very aware of how pungent it is, how strong it is. And like for me, if I get around chlorine bleach, my eyes just water immediately. It is so unbelievably strong to me. Another chemical, otherwise known as lye, is sodium hydroxide. It's extremely abrasive, and it's used in oven cleaners, used in drain cleaners, obviously, because it does such a great job of destroying everything that gets in its way. It's powerful enough to clean away grime. It also makes it extremely dangerous. So if it touches your skin or gets in your eyes, it can really cause severe burns. And inhaling sodium hydroxide can cause a sore throat that actually lasts for days. It really can damage your throat. So be very careful with those types of products. So again, that is going to be, it may be called sodium hydroxide. Some people will still refer to it as lye. And I think anybody who's old enough to know how lye was, it was used a lot in the old days, right? But they had to be careful with it. They knew even back then it was very dangerous. So they were very careful with it. Now, in addition to affecting the personal health of you and your loved ones, using toxic cleaning products also can threaten water quality and wildlife after they disappear down the drain. So many of the chemicals that we've discussed are not, easily biodegradable in soil and water. They really hang around as a pollutant, and their presence harms wildlife. It eventually makes its way to us through the water table, and the water we pollute eventually is going to be consumed by us, or at least by the plants and animals that we consume. So remember that when you're using products like that, and if you can find alternatives, great, because then we can have a less of an impact on our earth, and then less of an impact on us eventually. So phosphates is a water softening mineral additive that was once widely used in laundry detergents and other cleaners. I believe it was in a lot, like automatic systems. It can act as a fertilizer. It spawns the overgrowth of algae, and that overgrowth of aquatic plant life sucks away the oxygen supply within the water, and that kills off fish and other organisms, disrupting the entire surrounding ecosystem in return. And many states have banned the use of phosphates in laundry detergents, but they're still used widely in automatic dishwasher detergents. And I'm sure that when you're shopping, you've all seen this, right? You've all seen like phosphate-free automatic dishwasher detergent because they're very aware that it's a problem. And so a lot of companies are trying to get those out of the automatic dishwasher detergents. So we're going to learn to clean. So just because it's a green bottle or a clear box or has some nature themed design to it does not mean it's non-toxic. So such as natural and eco-friendly shouldn't be unless they're backed up with specific ingredient information such as solvent-free, no petroleum-based ingredients, no phosphates. Non-toxic really has no official definition. So unless a third party has really verified the claim, then don't take it at face value. Again, we have to, it's buyer beware. We have to be really aware of what we buy. We have to shop smarter. We have to clean smarter. And marketers know that being environmentally friendly is the trend, right? It's the thing right now. So they design their products to make it seem like they're eco-friendly. So for example, many of the aerosol spray cans are labeled no CFCs, or those are chlorofluorocarbons, which deplete the ozone layer. And that leads consumers to believe they're buying a more eco-friendly product. But in reality, the CFCs have been banned from aerosols since 1978, which makes this label totally meaningless. It's used only as a marketing ploy. And that's something that they call greenwashing or green marketing. You see it a lot in the in my organic textile industry as well. A lot of greenwashing going on there too, making people believe that it is eco, that it's green, that's good for the environment, and saying that because it doesn't have these in it, even though they've been banned forever. It's kind of like when you see stuff like when you buy candy and it's gluten-free, it's like there was never gluten in candy, guys. So gluten-free really doesn't mean a whole lot, but people do this all the time, and it's confusing. I mean, and it's making you wonder, where is this gluten coming from? Why would it be there in the first place? And then we find out they add gluten to meat. So go figure, maybe we do have to label everything gluten-free when it really doesn't have gluten in it. But labeling things as free of something that has been banned doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's just an attempt to confuse you and to make you think you're buying something better. So the best thing you can start doing right away is to use fewer products, use them less often, a few multi-purpose products that work really well, and use the remainder of what you do have very sparingly. So even better, dispose of those products so they're out of your house. And some cities have special facilities that will collect the toxins from your home. This is kind of cool. And if that service isn't available to you, just throw them into the trash. Do not pour them down the drain. That's just going to put them right back into the environment where we don't want them. And so some people make a change. They'll just say, you know what, I'm just going to get rid of all my toxic ingredients. I'm going to replace those, get rid of all these things, and they just get rid of everything. That's when I made that switch. That's what I did. But I kind of had a medical need to do that in the first place. So you can start replacing them. When you replace them, buy from companies you trust, do your research, find out their mission statement, find out if they include anything about the environment. Does it refuse to test on animals? That's a good start. These are signs that the company is probably pretty ethical and confident that their product won't cause you or your loved ones any harm. And another option is to make your own cleaning products. So natural ingredients, you get baking soda, vinegar, lemon juice, vodka. Those are probably already in your pantry, and they can double as household cleaners that are natural. So if you want any sources for what I've showed you so far, just let me know, and I would be happy to email you over the resources I got for this information right here. But I want to go on to the next step of some things that I have researched separately that will help you out. So I went ahead and I got the ingredients for Comet Cleanser. So we've all used Comet, right? I don't know if there's anybody here who's never used Comet Cleanser. We all know what it is. So Comet Cleanser has a lot in it. The ingredients listed on their website right now are calcium carbonate, calcium hydroxide, fragrance. So fragrance can be one of several thousand different chemicals. Green 7, that's a colorant. Sodium carbonate, sodium linear alkylbenzene sulfonate surfactant, trichlorotriazinotrione, and trichloroisocyanuric acid. Those are some of the things that are listed on their labels. And these are all synthetic chemicals that can be very harsh on you and the environment. So you want to try to avoid those chemicals. I did the same thing with Tide. I pulled up, because a lot of people use Tide, right? And I pulled up their ingredients. Again, it lists a lot of those same ingredients, including things like propylene, that's one I absolutely hate myself. So propylene glycol is a real big problem. Again, fragrance. Fragrance is in everything. I don't know why they think we need so much fragrance. I mean, we must smell really bad if they think we need all these fragrances, because it's in everything. And then even in the hand sanitizer that everybody's using, there's a whole bunch of chemicals in that. And I actually printed that one out because I found this very interesting, because we're seeing Purell everywhere right now, right? Everybody's worried about chemicals, so we're seeing Purell. So I went to Purell's website, and what I found in there was, of course, the ethyl alcohol. That's fine. That's their active ingredient that makes it antimicrobial, right? But then, if you look at their other ingredients, they have some ingredients that were really weird. Like they have fragrance again. Why fragrance? It doesn't do any good for anybody. It simply makes a lot of us sick. It's got the acrylates in it. It's got cross polymers in it. Propanol. All these different synthetic ingredients are in this product, inactive ingredients. It has all kinds of warning labels to keep away from fire or flame. Be careful, don't ingest it. Keep away from children, et cetera, et cetera. So not a really good product. Also, I went ahead and looked up Windex, same thing, fragrance. So fragrance is added to everything. And fragrance really has no purpose except to make us ill, because it's a chemical and it shouldn't be in anything. And I got an FDA statement that came out in December 2017. The FDA issued a final rule regarding certain over-the-counter healthcare antiseptic products. And as a result, companies will not be able to use Triclosan or 23 other active ingredients in these products without a pre-market review due to insufficient data regarding their safety and effectiveness. So the FDA recently issued a final rule on those over-the-counter hand sanitizers, and they'll continue to review the active ingredients that are used in hand sanitizers. So Triclosan is still in a lot of products. That's kind of what that meant. It's been technically banned. We know it's bad. It's been banned in Europe, but it is still kind of in some products where they've been allowed to keep them in the products while they do these studies on us to find out if it's going to kill us, right? So one of the places you want to look for things like Triclosan is antibacterial soaps and body washes, fluoride toothpaste, a real common one where that might be, and then some drugs, over-the-counter drugs would be Triclosan going to be listed on. It should be included on the label, and that was from the FDA. Said it should be on the label, but they're again saying, a lot of these companies do not list these things on the label. I also wanted to make sure that you all got a chance to download this book. So when I sent this link out to you guys, I also sent you the link to this, the cleaning with essential oils. So I wanted to share with you what I do for my cleaning, because we all want a clean house still, right? We don't want to not use anything. We got to have a clean house. So I do a few things. So I take my lemon oil. I take 30 drops. I got this at Home Depot. I believe this is 32 ounces, big one. And I took 30 drops of lemon essential oil. And you want to use a really pure, potent essential oil. And the reason why is mostly potency. I mean, we want to use a strong product because we get to use less of it, so it's cheaper. So if you use something that's pure, it's going to save you money for what you're getting. You're not paying for a bunch of water and stuff. So I just got one of these spray bottles I got at Home Depot. I put 30 drops of lemon oil in there, filled the rest with water. This cleans almost everything in my house. My stainless steel appliances, my white appliances, it cleans the floors. I can use furniture because lemon oil is great for furniture. Works great for windows and mirrors, does not leave streaking. This works better than Windex. I think this is an amazing product, and it's simple. It cost me 90 cents to make it. 32 ounces for 90 cents. So this will clean my house for months on end, right? So I'm saving a fortune. So I would suggest that you do something like that. Get some lemon essential oil. And lemon essential oil, even the strongest brand, which is doTERRA, that's out there, or Young Living, is going to be something like, if you're a member, you pay something like, I pay about $6 a bottle for mine. So when you're a new member, you pay like maybe $10 or $11 for it. And that's 280 drops. You're using 30 drops to make this bottle. So
how is it made? Is it made from actual lemon fruit or the skins, or what is it?
Yeah, so lemon essential oils, well, all the fruit oils are made from the rinds of the fruit. There's no essential oils in the middle of the fruit. That's your acids and your vitamins and minerals and nutrients, right? But the rinds of the fruits are very high in essential oils. So when you extract them, they're always cold pressed, because you don't want to steam distill them. That's not a good way to get fruit oils. We cold press them and extract just the essential oils. And we end up with these drops. And have you used essential oils?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you use essential oils, you just take one drop of this, and you can see how potent it is. I mean, with lemon essential oil especially, that's one I use a lot. And I've used it on things that are just like gummy things, like even my desk next to my computer gets really gummy. I'll just put one drop on a cotton ball and the stuff just wipes right up. It's amazing. It takes gum out of your hair. It will take paint off the walls if it's used full strength. So be careful with that one, okay? I have used it just slightly diluted on my car to get sap off, because sap on cars, oh my gosh, what a nightmare. With lemon oil, perfect, came right off. I've used it for stains on my clothes. It's really good for grease stains because it basically just cuts grease really fast. And I think that's why it works so well, like in the kitchens, the bathrooms, mirrors, and stuff like that. So that's our favorite one, but all fruit oils come from the rind. That's where the fruit oils are. And that's why, you know, when we grew up, they always told, what they tell us, cut a lemon in half, stick it down your garbage disposal, right? Because the oils would be there. They'd be in the rind of the lemon. You can use your lemon rinds. That's the part that's doing the work. So if you don't want to use your whole lemon because you actually want to use your lemon for something and you don't want to buy another lemon, just use your lemon and then save the rinds, take the rinds down your garbage disposal and run them through, and that will help clean the garbage disposal because of the natural oils that are present in the skins itself. So that's a really good question. I'm going to run through a few other things I've done. So lemon is the one I use the most because it's the least expensive essential oil that has the highest amount of limonene. And it's the limonene, the chemical limonene that's naturally present in lemons that does this like grease cutting, cleaning stuff that we associate lemon with. Okay, so that's why I use lemon, and it is the least expensive of the essential oils. So it's a good one to clean your house with because you don't want to use something terribly expensive, right? Other things I clean with, I made myself this On Guard concoction. I did this in a little bit smaller bottle, and I make it a stronger dilution, which is why I put it in glass. So because my lemon is very weak dilution, I can put it in plastic, it'll be fine. But On Guard is, I add more On Guard to this. On Guard is more of what I use kind of like for antibacterial when my dogs like pee on the floor and stuff like that. I use this to clean it up because I don't want to have any residual bacteria that's going to grow on the surface. I also have been using it right now with everything going on. I'm using it on my hands. I'm using it on everything, spraying the oil around. It smells pleasant because, you know, it's cinnamon, clove, rosemary, eucalyptus, and wild orange. So it does have a pleasant smell. So that's what we use for deep cleaning, especially kind of when I'm talking about bacterial type of stuff, or, you know, if I'm just trying to clean off viral matter off of refrigerator doors and stuff like that. I also have this one. This is my oregano blend. Now, oregano oil, really good for mold. So I use this one in my shower. The showers and sometimes at the base of windows, especially in colder climates, you'll get some of that mold growing at your base of your window. Kill the mold. Now remember, when you kill mold spores, a lot of people don't know this. This is some of my other training that I'm putting in here for you. When you kill mold spores, you need to remove the spores. You've killed them, but they produce mycotoxins when they're dead. And mycotoxins get into your respiratory system and very damaging. So when you kill mold, make sure you remove it. So in the shower, I just kill the mold. I wash it down the drain. That's fine. If I'm doing it on windows, I kill the mold and then I just wipe it down with or something to clean it. But yeah, just a solution of oregano with water. I'm just putting this in water. I'm not making this too difficult because I'm a terribly lazy person and I really hate cleaning. So I'm going to make it as easy as possible. Oregano goes in the shower whenever I start to see a little bit of mold start to grow there, because they tend to, you know, if they close the windows and close the shower door all the time, then sometimes you'll get some mold growth. And this will actually kill it. Whereas bleach, I was using bleach, and the bleach I used, I would have to do it every 2 weeks, just kept coming back. So I did research and found out oregano works. And then I tried it like a year ago, and it really works. It took months, many months before I saw any sign of any mold returning. So great solution. I use my peppermint spray. This is kind of like, I love this one just for when I go to the gym and for natural deodorant. Again, I can use it around the house if I want to get kind of a pick-me-up. Any of the oils can be used in spray bottles with water around your home for cleaning. But those are some of the best ones that people use. Some other people like to use like tea tree oil. That's another really good one for cleaning. But the fruit oils tend to be the best. They're very uplifting, very simple, and very inexpensive. These are our favorites. So I'm going to just tell you a little bit about this ebook that you could get if you wanted to. So if you sent this, I offered this to everybody in that same email. So if you didn't get a hold of this, let me know and I can send you this again. So this is the ebook, and what I like is it gives you lots of information about why you want to clean with the oils, because they're totally natural, they're safe, they're effective. We love that. They're very potent and powerful, especially if you're using doTERRA or one of the top brands. You don't want to use store brands for this kind of stuff. It's a lot more. Aromas of it, and you can use things that you like. You get to pick your oils when you clean, right? Because all the oils will clean somewhat. The ones that mentioned are the ones that are best cleaners, and there's some listed too. And they talk about why they work. So every essential oil has a chemical makeup of this. It's just like, you know, everything has a makeup. So these are all the natural chemicals. And lemon happens to be highest in limonene, beta-cysteine, and tryptophan. Then about what these different things do. So limonene, we know, is our strong one that's in all the fruit oils. That's the one that really helps with a lot of the cleaning benefits of it. And these other two also really good. It tells you each of the different things that are in it and what they can do. It tells you their cleansing properties. Then it talks about the chemical makeup. If you really got a little bit of science in you, you want to understand the chemistry behind it, because oils are also broken down further into phenols, aldehydes, and monoterpenes. These are different things that are in the, you know, some of the different oils that are good for cleaning. There's other chemical names in other various oils, but they're not generally used for cleaning. Here's some of the ones they recommend. And so what do you see about this? What do you see on here? What do you notice about those 5 oils? What do they have in common?
They're all citrus.
Yes, there are fruit oils, because our fruit oils are going to do the best job for cleaning surfaces. And then there's some, you know, safety guidelines when using it. You only need a small amount of oils, especially when you're using doTERRA. And then my favorite thing is an entire chapter on recipes. So everything in here, I mean, you've got your room spray, you've got your air fresheners, you've got stovetop cleaner, you've got your dishwasher detergent, tablets you can make cleansing sprays. I mean, you can make all these different things, but you don't have to. I mean, it doesn't have to be that difficult. For me, those ones I showed you, that's it. That is my cleaning arsenal. The only other thing I have is I have vinegar and I have baking soda and salt. Salt for grit, baking soda also for grit. Like when I do the sinks, I'll take baking soda, take a couple drops of lemon, and I'll just scrub it. Really simple. Same with the tub, you know, that ring around the tub for that. If you keep up on your toilets, you'll be able to use essential oils on toilets. But if you don't keep up on it, you let it build up too much, then it becomes just so over much, you know, so much that you either have to use a pumice stone or you're going to have to use a toxic chemical to break down the buildup on it, especially if you have hard water. Where I live, we have insanely hard water. This is like the hardest water you can get, I think, on the planet is where I live. So we can't even use an automatic dishwasher because it will not last more than 6 months because our water is so hard. But these are all things that you can learn from that book. So did you guys all get this book? Did you guys all get the link there? So you can download. I printed it out because it wasn't that much pages, and I did just front and back, and I think it was just like 17 pages. So I like to have books. I like paper. This is something I like to take with me, or I can go outside and read it or something like that. So it makes it a little bit easier. So any questions? Like I said, I've done a lot in essential oils with cleaning, and I've also done a lot in the past with organics and natural cleaning. So did you have any questions for me?
So I'm ordering lemon and oregano.
Yes, yeah, those are, again, really great cleaning ones. And if you tend more bacteria, you know, and if you have like pets in the house, of course, On Guard is a really good option as well. Those are probably my top faves.
So On Guard, do you have to dilute it, or is it ready to
dilute
use?
it? Yes, yeah, dilute it. And same thing, I use about 30 drops. In the lemon, I use 30 drops per 16 ounces usually. With the On Guard, I give it a higher, a higher strength because I want its antibacterial values in it. So I actually put, this is only an 8-ounce bottle. You can see this is only 8 ounces. So in my 8-ounce bottle, I put 30 drops in an 8-ounce bottle. So it's stronger than the lemon one that I made.
So what's in On Guard?
On Guard is clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, rosemary, and wild orange. So clove and cinnamon are very, very potent oils. All of these have benefits for cleaning. You probably recognize those names of those oils because those are very popular oils for their cleaning benefits and for their I have to be careful here, I don't want to be non-compliant. Just their cleaning benefits to prevent the spread of illness in your home. So that's the one I'll use. Like On Guard is the one I use on my refrigerator door right now, especially. I'm using On Guard on the refrigerator door. I'm using it on the remote control, on the toilet flusher thingy. I'm trying to use it places that I know everybody's touching so that we don't spread germs, bacteria, and stuff around the house.
So 30 drops per 16 ounces, is that for lemon oil?
Yeah.
And what about oregano?
For oregano is a super strong oil, so you can go with a much lower dilution. So I would go with that one. I'd only go about 15 drops if you're going to put it in 16 ounces. Yeah, that's a super strong oil. And you don't need much to kill those mold spores, really. You don't, it doesn't take much when you're using something like oregano. But make sure you get rid of the spores after you've killed them. So sometimes we had a problem with mold downstairs in the bathroom because it's one of those old-fashioned bathrooms built in the 70s with no windows and like no way for air to leave. And I got 4 girls living out down there, and they all bathe constantly. I swear, somebody's always in that bathtub, and they take 2-hour-long baths. So you can imagine how that bathroom gets. And so we had a real mold problem down there. And I went down there with my oregano blend, and I had to spray all the walls and clean it all up so the mold wouldn't keep growing back. Because otherwise it really will grow back. It'll get fuzzy. We know what mold does, right? It gets all fuzzy and kind of cute looking, but yeah.
So you spray it and leave it on and then wash it off.
Yep, yeah. So what I did was I sprayed it all, and I left it for about 20 minutes. Essential oil should work pretty quickly. It probably didn't even take that long, but I just left it for 20 minutes, and then I just went along with a warm rag and just took everything off. And then when I was done, I actually went through it with lemon because the oregano isn't the most pleasant smell to me. So I went through with lemon when I was all done to do just some final cleaning. So you can, you can clean naturally, and then think about it. This is my cleaning cabinet, guys. This is it. You know what that means? I have so much room for towels in my bathroom cabinets now because I don't have all that other stuff in there. I don't have a lot of chemicals.
Jenny, can you hear me?
I can. It's good to see you. How are you doing?
How are you? Good. Hey, so what would you use instead of, how cleanser is abrasive? So if you have a porcelain sink and you have to get like the black marks off, what would you use?
I have been using baking soda, and just baking soda and lemon oil works the best for me. And I'll use this blend because if the sink's dry, I'll use this. That way I've added a little bit of moisture because it needs some moisture, right? So I'll just use my lemon blend that I have here, and then I add some baking soda to it. If it's really bad, like on the toilet, sometimes I get some really hard water calcium buildup, I'll use salt. I get these bags of salt at Costco, super cheap. And that works also as a really good abrasive. But the lemon oil will cut the grease part of it, and along with the abrasive, it's perfect. It's a great blend.
And then same with like the grout, like if you have a time, what would you do if you had, what's the kitchen countertops called that everybody has now?
Oh my gosh, I did the same thing you did. When you have tile, the grout,
I
tile.
have tile, but so what would you do to clean the tile and the grout?
Yeah, so to clean the grout, again, you gotta remember much of what is in the grout needs to be removed with some kind of abrasiveness. So again, I would go with the baking soda or the salt mixed with lemon oil. And just get one of those scrubby brushes. Get they have those hard plastic scrubby things that you can just scrub it really well in between. You can just scrub it. And what you do is when I do it, I just scrub it very gently at first, and then I leave it. Like I make sure there's enough moisture, and I let the lemon do the work because I want the lemon to start dissolving. I don't want to do it with my elbow grease because I don't have that kind of energy.
And you said you could use the lemon oil mixture with water on stainless steel too? You
can, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
No, lemon oil you can use on, I haven't had a problem on anything. I use it on we have a glass stovetop, use it on mirrors and windows, on ceramics. You can use it on anything. It's because it's not abrasive. Lemon by itself is not abrasive, so you can use it on anything.
When you use it on a mirror, like instead of Windex, do you use a paper towel or a cloth towel?
I use a cloth towel because I don't want to waste a bunch of paper towels. So I just use a cloth towel, and I use lemon oil and water. This is what I use to clean my mirrors and windows with. It's a lot cheaper, lot healthier.
So that's a 32-ounce bottle, right?
Right.
So originally you said that you put 30 drops of lemon oil in it, but then you said you put 30 drops in a 16 ounce.
You put 30 in 16 ounces. However, I put 30 in this one. I filled it up to here. So what is that? About 25 ounces is how much I had in there because that's how much I filled it when I did it.
Oh, okay.
I put 30 drops in there, and it's working great. I mean, it's not exact. This isn't a recipe where, if you have 2 teaspoons is bad because you only need 1 teaspoon. It's, you can do whatever works for you, but I find that you don't need much. You really don't. And when you use it, just shake it and spray. Remember, oil and water don't mix, so that the oil may settle. So just make sure you give it a little shake before you use it so that you're dispersing it on your mirror.
How about on wood?
Yep, I can use on wood. I'm on a wood desk right now, and I like that because it's just lemon oil and water. So if I put it on the wood and I can let it sit a little bit. My wood, I just let it sit for a few minutes. I'll let it sit for a few minutes, let my lemon oil do its work, and then I'll wipe it up. It wipes up some of that grime. Like it's on my desk. I don't know where that grime comes from. I must have dirty hands.
All right, thanks.
Yep. So yeah, very, very easy to use this stuff, guys. And if you are using toxic ingredients in your cabinet, I mean, really think about it. Is your health worth it? We have tons of alternatives that we can use. There's a lot of things out there, and it doesn't have to be expensive. You want to use really pure, strong oils. If you are using like store brand oils, then don't use the numbers that I gave you. Obviously, like if you use lemon, like I can get lemon oil over at Sprouts, right? I can go there, I can go to the grocery store and I can get lemon oil, and it's probably made by Now Foods or something like that, right? If I use that lemon oil, it's going to take a lot more. 15 drops is not going to do it in this container because it doesn't have the kind of power that the doTERRA lemon oil has.
How about if you
sorry?
How about if you squeeze fresh lemon into water?
That's using the inside of the lemon. That doesn't do anything. There's no lemon oil in the acids of the lemon.
That's right.
So, because we also use lemon oil. Remember, a lot of us know, and we use lemon oil in our water to help shed weight because we know that it also helps clean your intestines, and that helps with your body functioning better. So we use about 3 drops in every 8 ounces of water that we drink, but it has to be the oil. And everybody used to squeeze lemon into their water. Remember how people used to squeeze lemon into water, thinking that was good for them? And really that's not, because that is the acids, and those will eat away at your dentin in your teeth. So that's what you don't want that. The oil doesn't do that. The oil doesn't have the acid, so it's not going to eat away at your dentin. In fact, I think it was in this book too, they talked about a little bit about how lemon oil can be used to brighten your teeth. That's the essential.
So how many drops in a cup?
In three drops for every 8 ounces approximately is what people will drink.
To drink, yeah. And so the doTERRA oil is edible.
Yes, yes. So any of the oils that are meant to be ingested, doTERRA makes them ingest. They're always ingestible. They do a really high, medicinal type grade of oil. So the only ones you can't ingest are going to be oils that never should be ingested because they're oils, because of where they come from. So like wintergreen, cedarwood. We don't ingest those types of oils. Douglas fir. You tell these are all kind of like trees, aromatic trees. We don't ingest those oils. Other than that, all of their oils are very, very high quality, and they are meant to be ingested. They're so involved in the whole medical world. You're trying to get doctors and professionals to really understand oils and understand that we have other options that we can ingest inside of our body. So lemon oil, when we ingest it, what it does is it helps break down let's call it the crap that we ate that's in our body, right? You have excess, grease in your body, or even just garbage that's in the food we eat. The lemon oil helps kind of break that down and to smooth out your intestines. And everybody swears by it. There's a lot of studies where lemon oil has been used to help people with weight control. And it gives some flavor to your water. So that's a little benefit. And any of the fruit oils would be good. It's just lemon is your top one for that purpose. So yeah, you can use that internally, you can use it externally. Just remember it's photosensitive. Do not put it on your skin and then go out in the sun, because that is not a good idea. So you don't want to do that. And you don't use fruit oils directly on your skin anyway. They should always be diluted with carrier oil if you are using it topically. Because some people use lemon for like age spots. You can use it to even out skin tone. You can even use it on your hair. Some people use it in their hair as well. But make sure that you understand they will feel like they're burning you if you use them full strength. So make sure you dilute them with a carrier oil. So a fatty based oil, like olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, almond oil. There's a gazillion oils out there you can choose from. So if you're
going to drink lemon oil, how many drops did you say to how many ounces of water?
About 3 drops for every 8 ounces. If that's too much when you first start with 1 drop and work your way up. You do have to get used to it. Like I take a drop of cinnamon oil every morning in my tea, and now I'm up to 3 drops. But when I first did it, 1 drop was actually a lot, and I could really taste it. I do that for blood sugar management. And then
so 1 drop of cinnamon per 8 ounces?
Yep. Yeah. I do that every morning to help regulate blood sugar. And the other thing I do with cinnamon, and I know this is not terribly popular, and a lot of people don't know this. And I don't know if I have no research on this. All I know is if I put a drop of cinnamon oil in this, 1 drop in this, which is 20 ounces, if I put a drop of cinnamon oil in this and I sip on it in the afternoon and evening, I don't crave sweets.
I
because
love
cinnamon oil
cinnamon.
is
I
naturally
just hate the powder, you know, the texture is awful.
for what, cinnamon?
Cinnamon, yeah, I like the taste and the smell. So oil seems like a great idea.
Yeah, the cinnamon oil is actually very sweet. One drop in a bowl of oatmeal will sweeten your oatmeal. You won't need honey or sugar or anything. So you can avoid the honey and the sugar.
Does it add sugar? I mean, does it have like,
No, essential oils are pure chemicals. They are pure natural chemicals. There are no vitamins, no minerals, no nutrients. There's nothing in it but a pure chemical.
but does it have like natural glucose in it?
You mean cinnamon itself?
Glucose sugar or fructose sugar?
No.
But
It can't be in the oils because again, we're going back down to the pure chemical base, and you can actually see exactly what's in it. So this is something else I love about.
No, I'm not saying, I got it, you're not adding anything, but does it by itself have like
No.
fructose or glucose? No.
Yeah. And you can actually look that up yourself. So doTERRA has a website called source2u.com. So source2u.com, on the bottom of every bottle is a number. If you enter that number into that website, it will tell you the exact chemical makeup of that batch of oil. And it'll tell you all the different chemicals. So if you know anything about chemicals, like we've heard some of these things like natural phenols or limonene, because different chemicals do different things, right? And so sometimes we'll look it up to find out what chemicals are in there. I've never seen glucose in any of the oils. And I thought glucose was, and I don't know much about that, but I thought glucose isn't actually a chemical name of something that is naturally present.
It's a sugar.
Yeah,
but
so
fructose is more, fructose would be more commonly found in the fruit.
In the fruit itself, right? So we extract just the essential oil. So essential oil doesn't have those kinds of things in it. And that makes it easier, so you don't have to worry if you're diabetic or something like that. You can still use it.
I'm just asking because I'm trying to cut down on sugar. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, then yeah, cinnamon oil is a great way to cut down on sugar because I used to add like a teaspoon of honey to my oatmeal. I did more research, and they said honey's not all that much better than sugar, really.
Right.
And so when I learned that, I was like, oh shoot, because I thought I was doing the right thing, and I thought, honey, okay, I can use this instead of sugar. I'm fine with that. But then I was like, oh, wow, well, oatmeal tastes really bad without anything in it. It's very boring and it's very good for you. So I started adding, I learned about the cinnamon. I added a drop of cinnamon.
Yeah, that sounds very interesting. I'd love to try. So what is the website you mentioned? What the contents are?
Source2u.com. And that's where they list the contents of each and every bottle because they're always going to vary. So let's say we get lavender one year from one field, and then next year we get another batch of lavender. They are going to be different. They're going to be slightly different in their chemical makeup. Some of the things we know about lavender, we love the linol acetate that's naturally present in lavender because that's the one that helps us with the skin issues and the calming ability of lavender, which we love.
Okay, I found it.
You found it? Okay. So if you need any of the numbers off of any of the bottles, because if you don't have any doTERRA there, then you don't have any of these numbers. You have nothing to look up. Just let me know. I'm happy to share any of the numbers I have with you.
Well, this is really helpful. This is great stuff.
Oh yeah, doTERRA has worked really hard to develop the oils to solve problems. They've been heavily involved in the medical industry. I love the product they come out with, and I'm really picky because I've been chemically sensitive since the 90s. I mean, I haven't been able to be around anything, and it was nice to find something that I could actually tolerate, and use in my daily lives. And I have, if you saw my counter here, you'd see I have all different things. I have some of their roller balls. I have obviously a lot of their different oils. I use their beauty products because the only beauty products I can tolerate. I mean, any other beauty product, and I have severe allergic reactions to them. It's mostly respiratory for me. My reaction is always respiratory. I don't tend to have skin reactions, but it's a lot of respiratory reactions, which is terribly uncomfortable.
So I'm looking at this doTERRA On Guard, and there's a mouthwash.
Yep.
And soft gels.
Yep.
And then On Guard Touch.
Yep. There's also On Guard laundry detergent, which I think they're out of right now. And they have the On Guard Cleaner Concentrate. We have an On Guard toothpaste. Yep, On Guard's used in a lot of products because of the beneficial properties of those ingredients that are in On Guard.
Very interesting. Well, how about dishwasher?
They have nothing for an automatic dishwasher, and
just for hand washing the dishes.
Right? Yeah, you know what I use? Laundry detergent. They don't have one, But I use the laundry detergent, and I love using that because it's very cost effective, and it works exactly how I would expect a hand dish soap to work.
Okay, I'll try it.
I really like that. I used to use BioClean in the old days. Before I found doTERRA, I used BioClean, and I used that for a very long time. That was really good, but they sold the company, and now apparently they're not as natural as they were. That always happens when somebody sells a company. Like one of our stores won't even carry Burt's Bees anymore because they sold that company, and now they're adding something synthetic to their products. And we have a store here that's like really on the ball, I guess. I love that they caught that and then protected us by not selling it. So some people are really still ethical out there. They're going to sell you only what they believe is absolutely pure, and they do their research. So I love a store like that. I wish more stores would be like that, and unfortunately they aren't. You ask a store and they'll say, oh, but this is a really popular item. So you don't really believe in selling it, and you tout yourself as a natural store, like Whole Foods. They tout themselves as a natural store, but if something sells, like Ben & Jerry's ice cream, you better believe they carry it. So, I question that kind of thing. That's not the ethics that I really believe in myself. So yeah, if you need more information, reach out to me directly. If you aren't a member of doTERRA and you want to get products wholesale, then reach out to me and I'll let you know the different ways you can do that. Some people here are already members on my team. Debbie is one of my local members. And I'm here to educate. That's really what I want to do, is just educate. I figure if you want the products and you want them wholesale, you'll probably reach out to me, right? So this isn't a sales pitch. I just want you guys to have some information. And so I'm starting to do these things regularly. I'll pick different subjects to teach you guys all the different things about the oils, because there is a lot of information out there. And it's nice to come to something like this and be able to ask questions. I don't like the lecture format because you can ask questions. I hate it when people do that. And then they're like, but I have questions. Who do I ask? So I want to be able to answer those questions for you. And you can always reach out to me privately too. So you guys all have my information, I believe. When you signed up, you should have all my information.
Okay, I have to go.
Yeah,
okay, bye. Thank you, Jenny. That was very helpful.
Okay, I'm gonna let everybody go. And just look for my future things. You're all on my email list, which is probably how you found me in the first place. So you'll get emails of upcoming things. And if you have anything you want me to teach on, you want me to do research and gather together all the different sources for, let me know. Just email me and say, hey, Jenny, can you do this one? I really want to learn more about that. Because when I do these, I remember and I learn more myself. So I love doing it. I love doing the research.
What would you use on frizzy hair?
I love doTERRA shampoo. So I have very fine hair. You can tell I have very thin, fine hair. And I use the doTERRA shampoo, and then I use the root to tip serum. And we have found that the root to tip serum, especially, I use it instead of conditioner because I don't like heavy stuff in my hair because my hair is so fine. We've talked to a lot of people who have like really kinky, coarse hair, like African-American hair. And they do really well with the root to tip serum. So they use the shampoo, which helps thicken their hair and everything, but then they use the root to tip serum.
On wet hair? On wet hair?
On wet hair, yeah, on damp hair. So you use it after you get out of the shower, then you take the root to tip serum, you take like a teaspoon, rub it in your hands, and just go like this. And it makes it so you can go through, because my hair is, you can tell it's long and thick, and I did not use conditioner on this hair. I used root to tip, and you can see I can run my hands through my hair. Isn't that amazing? So it works really well on all types of hair. I'm really pleased with their products. And you might like their conditioner because your hair is more coarse than mine is. You'll probably like their conditioner.
Yeah. My alarm telling me I have to get to the next.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, and if you have more questions, email me anytime if you have some various questions about different things with doTERRA, because I've used every product they have.
Very informative. Really appreciate it.
Good, and enjoy the book. Make sure you've printed it out or you've downloaded it, and read it through, and I'll give you lots of recipes that you can work with.
Okay, I'll take a look.
Okay, guys. See you later. Bye bye.